This is the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 11, 12, and 13. But when they shall lead you and deliver you up, take no thought beforehand what ye shall speak, neither do ye premeditate. But whatsoever shall be given you in that hour, that speak ye, for it is not ye that speak, but the Holy Spirit. Now the brother shall betray the brother to death, and the father the son, and children shall rise up against their parents, and shall cause them to be put to death. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Mark chapter 13, verse 11, 12, and 13. The words of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushua, Bahasham, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and blessings to our Lord's elect, the house of David. All right. It's the brother Aran coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and we're living in those times, man. You know, we're definitely living in those times, those end times. Okay, and we always bring it out. All right, that the Lord told us to watch as well as pray. Okay, and everything that we've been watching and reporting on, okay, for all these years that's come and gone, these things are all coming to pass. Okay, and when we say these things, we're talking about ultimately the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay. The time where the earth will see the amount of bloodshed, okay, that it's never seen on this earth before. Okay, you're going to see your various governments bring down such draconian measures, okay, that nobody will be able to resist, okay, the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai through these devils, okay, except for the men of the Lord through their spiritual power that the Lord is going to bestow us with. Okay, just like how he did, okay, just to show a slight example, okay, when the Roman soldiers came in to arrest Yahushai, with Judas being the head, leading them, all right, leading them to come get Yahushai in the garden. Okay, what happened? Yahushai said, whom seek ye? Okay, and upon asking that question, they all fell back. You know, he basically told them that if you're coming looking for me, take me and leave everybody else out of it. You know? So ultimately that power, right, when the Roman soldiers came in, okay, that power that Yahushai spoke with that pushed them all back, all right, is going to be multiplied on a whole nother level and fulfilled again. Okay, but this time on a whole nother level. All right, in Isaiah 59 and 19. Okay, going into what? The standard that the Lord is going to set, because he already told us, all right, in Revelation 3 and 10, that he will keep us in the hour of temptation. Okay, so no matter what happens, all right, we're going to be protected. Now, when I say we, I'm talking about the hopeful elect. Okay, starting with the 144,000 men who go out there and do this work. All right, the prophets of the Lord. Okay, but this article I wanted to go into real quick, all right, is showing you, all right, the times that we're in, and what's to come. That everything we've been saying, all right, has been true. Okay, and there's not that much time left for all these things to come to pass. All right, for your martial law and all this stuff, it's all biblical. Okay, it's all prophecy. All right, it says climate crisis. All right, we're gonna call it CC. Could cause catastrophic harm to human health. 200 plus medical journals warn. All right, and I believe today, I think it was this morning, all right, I saw a video that the elder brother of Juan Gabar had posted. Okay, now it's crazy because it was from Weon, I think that's the name of it, Weon or Weon News on YouTube, and I saw that clip, you know, the thumbnail of it a couple of days ago, you know, and I read it and I was like, here we go again. You know, but you know, over the past couple of years after the CB thing, you know, you every now and again you hear some new shit popping up. So you'd be like, oh, okay, let me check this out. Let me check this out. You know, because you're attentive to it. You know, so when I saw this, I said, what's this? Right? And then started catching some news on it. I said, And then the brother did a video. I said, oh shit, okay. I see it, you know? And then I actually watched the video this morning. I said, oh, here we go. You know, again, the propaganda. All right, calling for the who dat, all right, to step in, all right, and declare some type of emergency. Okay? Yo, this shit is crazy, man. But we see how this thing is all playing out. Because in May of 2024, so-called, which is a few months from now, all right, they're going to be agreeing, all right, officially making this thing, this one accord treaty thing, whatever. All right, they're going to basically put it into motion. Okay, and that's basically gonna spell disaster for the world. All right, but let's read. It says coordinated editorial calls on World Health Organization, the WHO, dat, to declare global health emergency. Okay, yo, it says more than 200 medical journals are calling on the World Health Organization to deem two overlapping. Let's read this very carefully. To deem two overlapping, okay, environmental crisis, CC, and biodiversity loss, whatever that means, as a global health emergency, while warning of the potential for catastrophic harm to human health. Woo. All right, that's the devil for you. Okay, they're telling you, all right, what's about to happen. Okay, whether people believe it or not, we telling you what's about to happen, and they're telling you what's about to happen. So what do you think is about to happen? Exactly what's about to happen. All right. It says in the coordinated editorial published on Wednesday, a team of authors outlined the dire impacts linked to rising temperatures, extreme weather events, and the loss of wildlife. And who's causing all this? Okay. You notice a lot of these things that we're reading about started happening right over the past 3 years, pretty much. Right. Over the past 3 years, we've seen diseases, you know, be created and been propagated. And then we've seen Vanessas that come out of it, and draconian measures that, you know, went throughout, you know, wear your mask, you can't go here, you can't work unless you do this. And all those were just tests. Okay. It was all a test. It did major damage. And also it accelerated, all right, these devils' plan. Okay, so now they're about to set everything back in motion, but this time they're going to clamp down. All right, they've done their tests. All right, they've had their meetings about what they're going to do, all right, based on what they experienced over the past 3 years. All right, so what are the things that the pluses, the do's and don'ts, right? And ultimately, the only solution is going to be conquest, come in hot. Okay, just disrupt the system and just come in hot. Okay, and that's exactly what they're going to do because they don't have much time. All right. And that's why you're seeing the rising temperatures. We've told you that they have technology to control the weather. Okay. You go into something known as a HARP. All right. Look into that. DEW. All right. Look into that as well. Okay. Extreme weather events. Who's causing all that? All right. These things are not happening by accident. Okay. They're planned. When you see those chemtrails being sprayed in the skies, there's a reason for that. Okay, when you see these train derailments, all of a sudden, there's a reason for that. Okay, when you see and hear these food processing plants being burnt down, like multiple back to back different states, there's a reason for that. When you hear all of a sudden the same story being pushed around the world of, oh, animals are sick, we need to kill all of them off, and then boom, millions just wiped off just like that. There's a reason for that. When you hear all of a sudden banks are closing down, everything is shutting down, there is a reason for that. Okay? When you're hearing your Congress and your so-called diplomats going to war against each other on topics that's outside of your country when your people are suffering, there's a reason for that. The migrant crisis, there's a reason for that. See? All these things are happening, and they come in waves. There's a reason for that. It says the WHODAT's or the World Health's related environmental challenges are now severe. Select you 1 second. The World Health's related environmental challenges are now severe, the group wrote, from the spread of infectious diseases to the rise of waterborne infections to the health impacts of air pollution. All right. So, Lord willing, we'll see how things go. All right. Into next year. But I wouldn't be surprised if all those train derailments finally start setting things up on fire. Oh, here we go. Polluting the air. You know, nowadays you could barely get sunlight. Most days nowadays is all gloomy. You know, it's dark, it's gloomy. It's like you barely get the sun out nowadays. You know, and again, there's always a reason for that. These devils are up to something. Gil Bates, all right, talking about he wanna block out the sun by 2030 or some shit like that. I'm proud of these devils, man. It's crazy. It says changes in land use, for instance, have forced tens of thousands of species into closer contact, increasing the exchange of pathogens and fueling the emergence of new diseases. You hear that? So again, that's the propaganda. Okay, but again, it's also prophecy. All right, these devils are using many different tactics to fulfill prophecy, and they don't even know it. You know, because the prophecy says that these things that's happening will happen. It doesn't say, well, you know, Esau's going to be behind the scenes, you know, orchestrating all these things. No, it says this will happen, that will happen. We see that happening. We don't care who's causing it. We see it happening. It's prophecy. Let's go. Right? That's what prophecies are. They're said to happen in the future, and exactly what's said to happen starts happening. Boom. That's it. Now, whatever you do after that, that's on you, but that's prophecy. Okay, let's get this real quick. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 5 and verse 8. It says, there shall be a confusion also in many places. Right? When you go into that word confusion, it means basically a disorder. Okay, and that's what these devils are going to use, all right, to bring in that order. Okay, that new order, which is all going to be done through so-called AI, all right, and the emergence of techno-humans, basically, right? The merging of people and machines and shit like that. And it all starts with your digital ID. They need to create a digital version of you, you see, and then build up from there. All right. So it says there shall be a confusion also in many places. So, you know, the Lord said he's going to set the Egyptian against the Egyptian. All right. I believe that's in Isaiah, the 19th chapter. So we're going to be seeing out of the order, out of the chaos, which is basically confusion. You're going to be seeing it all around the world. OK. Karl Schwab already came out and said we must prepare for an angrier world. Right. That little bitch. So we must prepare for an angrier world. Who's going to cause that anger? Okay, who's going to cause that anger? Let's get that real quick in the book of Revelation. All right, whoever comes out saying these things and then sits back and says that they are the ones who have the power to control the future, you know, the stakeholders and all these different things, they're telling you, okay, that they're behind all this shit. But yet people look, you know, turn a blind eye. And when you bring this type of conversation up, they look at you like, oh, the World Economic Forum, oh, that's a conspiracy theory. It's like, yo, right? It's the book of Revelation, chapter 6 and verse 4. It says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. So what's the opposite of peace? What's the antonym of peace? War. Okay, it tells you in the book of Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, there's a time for war and there's a time for peace. Okay, so America, all right, has lived deliciously. All right, in a time of peace and harmony, and she's chilling. She's at the top of the world. All right, that's why you have the generation you have now. You've been living lavishly. Okay, you've created a whole bunch of spoiled brats who don't know anything. All right, the so-called Gen Z. This is it. All right, this is the end result of living lavishly. All right, deliciously, carelessly. Okay, doing what thou wilt. You can only do that in a time of peace or in a peaceful environment. or in your form of rulership, wickedness, do what thou wilt. But here it says what? There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, right? So these devils are orchestrating for these animals, right, based on the manipulation they're putting upon the earth, right, is messing up the animals and their vibration, which is causing them to go into different places that would be considered unusual. You know, it's unusual to see, you know, a damn lion, all right, just prancing the streets of New York City, you know. But hey, the Lord, you're gonna see that, you know. You're gonna see all kinds of different animals just coming out the woodwork. Okay, they're gonna be showing you videos. You're gonna see in China. You're gonna see different types of animals. You be like, yo, this is crazy. You know, different parts of the world, they're gonna be seeing different animals coming around. Wild beasts. You know, in the middle of the night. You know, they're gonna be hearing stories about this animal that just keep wilding out in the villagers. You know, he be in the cut at night. You know, when you pull up, you try and go out to go get some water or some shit, and get snatch your ass up. You know, you out of there. You know, so it's gonna be happening. You northern tribes that be chilling, having a good old time. Well, always want to party and shit. Especially Simeon. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the Lord gonna be snatching you people up too. You know. It says, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters, and that's why we're living in a time of the most uncouth and uncivilized, generation. Okay, they're literally monsters, man. All right, monsters. And then you got all these women who are having deformed babies. Okay, never in human history have we seen this type of shit going on right now. All right, so we could tell that prophecy is being fulfilled. It says, and salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. All right, then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chamber. All right, ultimately, that's when the Lord says, okay, now this wisdom, this truth, all right, that I sent my prophets out there to teach will be taken out. Because what do we bring out? All right, when you actually pay attention to the words starting from my elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down, all you get is wise words, okay, from the scriptures. All right, the deep, dark saying of the scriptures being interpreted in modern day times so we can understand. All right, those who don't understand, listen, bro, you're just not of the elect. It is what it is. All right, we're thankful and blessed that the Lord has opened up our minds, all right, sincerely, in our spirits to receive this word, you know, because we were just like everybody else. You know, and it's crazy to see that with all the evidence there is to see, you still got people who don't believe. They're just out there just doing whatever. Well, we understand that's also prophecy. Okay. So ultimately, the famine of the word is going to come. All right. They're working on it right now as we speak. Okay. In order for them to fulfill this so-called agenda they have going on, they're going to have to silence the critics. They have to silence the truth speakers. Okay, the Bible speakers, because the topic of the Israelites is getting out of hand, and just like the very devil, they're ultimately going to have to come in on the attack. Okay, it says, and shall be sought of many and yet not be found. Right, so that wisdom is representing who? The prophets. Okay, the prophets are the ones who are going to have that true understanding, the 100% knowledge of what's going on. Okay, it says, then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon earth. Okay, incontinency is going into what? People who are unruly, unbridled, okay, unchecked. All right, that's what you're seeing. Again, Gen Z, they fit the mold of incontinency. They fit the mold of being monsters, man. Okay, they fit the mold of people who are friends who destroy one another. Okay. These people do pranks. They hurt each other. It's like, what are you guys doing? You know, there's a culture of just demonic madness. Okay? And that's just what's upheld in this society. Scriptures tell you the folly is set in great dignity. All right? These fucking idiots, man. All right? And they catch mad views just doing dumbass shit. It's crazy. Oh man, Babylon. All right, so let's go back to the article real quick. All right, it says, so we read basically how the changes in land use, for instance, have forced tens of thousands of species into closer contact, increasing the exchange of pathogens and fueling the emergence of new diseases. There you go. So they've already telegraphed it, that there's going to be emergence of new diseases because this is what's happening. Just because animals are coming in contact, they're all going to be spreading disease. Like, we should just assume that animals are just sick, running around with diseases, right? It says the climate crisis, or CC, and loss of biodiversity both damage human health and they are interlinked, said lead author Cameron Abbasi, editor-in-chief of the British Medical Journal, in a statement. That's why we must consider them together and declare a global health emergency. You hear that? You hear that? He said, that's why we must consider them together and declare a global health emergency. You hear that, bro? You see, now, when they start using that word, start throwing that word emergency around, just know that their plans are deadly. Okay, because basically an emergency is doing something, urgently. All right, something happens unforeseen, something that happens, in an unforeseen manner, and you got to jump on it right away in a very short time. See, so they have to use, they have to create scenarios, and in the name of an emergency, go ahead and implement certain things that wouldn't have been happening if that emergency wasn't there. You see, so they have to create the perfect storm. All right, if not, it's not going to happen. Okay, these are all made up. They make these things up, and then once the people believe it, it becomes real enough for them to act on it. That's when you get to see the new draconian laws and legislations, because the people believe it, so it works. You see, so now they're telling us that, hey, there's we need to combine two things that are just, they're not substantiated with truth. They just come up with it, but it's two things. We need a global health emergency. Global health emergency? He said, it makes no sense for climate and nature scientists and politicians to consider the health and nature crisis in separate silos. Listen to this demon. Okay? It says, the authors are now calling on the Hudat to declare both issues a global health emergency at or before the next World Health Assembly in May 2024. You hear that? So we talked about this new pneumonia, whatever, that's running rampant in China, right? Oh, here we go again, right? And that's just right on time with these people also calling for a global health emergency. Can we see a repeat of 2019, 2020? Let's see. All right, because if they have this thing coming up in May of 2024, I mean, it seems like they're preparing for something that's to come. So we'll see. It says the editorial dropped as world governments are preparing for world governments are preparing for major climate talks with the next United Nations Conference of the Parties on Climate Change happening later this year, and a COP, which is Conference of the Parties on Biodiversity, scheduled for 2024. Richard Smith, chair of the UK Health Alliance on Climate Change, which coordinated the editorial, told CBC News the global situation is getting more and more desperate. What does that mean? Well, they're saying that it's getting harder and harder for people to fall for the BS. So now we have to change gears. We have to shift, all right, gears. Okay? It says record-breaking heat waves, along with extreme fires and storms, are just a few of the climate challenges currently unfolding in places like Canada and the UK, he said. What does that mean? Let's decode. He's saying everything you just witnessed over the past year is just the beginning. He said it's just a few, right? Remember, it's just a few of the climate challenges. So we have a lot more in store for you. This is just the beginning. This is just a few of the problems here. that's unfolding. So that means, again, it's going to be showing, we're going to be coming back with some more for you. Okay, Canada and the UK. Okay, so we're going to start watching. We're going to see how they're going to start implementing their new rules and regulations, and how people are going to have to start limiting their energy use and carbon footprint and all this BS and medicine. You'll see it. You see it. All right, you'll see it. You know, the travel bans and how it's going to be implementing the digital IDs and all that. We're going to be watching, man. All right, because they're telling us what they're going to do. You just got to know what they're saying. He says, but these are still comparatively mild. That's what's going to be happening in just a few years' time if we don't drastically change things, Smith added. So that's the fear factor that we're going to get through now and let you know that, listen, this is going to get worse and worse and worse, even into the future. From years from now, I don't know what's going to be happening to you people. If you don't allow us to step in and intervene, what's going to happen in a few years' time? See? But that's just, again, fear tactics to push and for people to allow them. Oh, yeah, that's true. You know, yeah, you're right. You're trying to save lives. You know? And also setting the tone for when they start kicking things into gear, into motion, when the MOTB becomes a reality, they're justified because they'll say, well, we told you this was what the plan was. You see? This is the only way we can get this under control. We have to do it this way, right? So deal with it. It says many people have argued that we need to think about this in the way we prepare for war. Either by consent or by what? By conquest. Okay. Suddenly everything. What did was Prince Charles? I think Philip or Charles. I think it's Charles. Now King Charles, he was saying it. He gave a speech, I think COP26 or COP27, which is the conference of parties, right? Let me see which one it was. Yeah, conference of the parties. I believe this was last year or the year before that, 2022 or 2023, and he was saying that we need to have a so-called martial warlike footing. That's what he said. Right, towards their agenda. We need to change gears. Like, we need to start stepping into it. You know? So now they're saying we need to approach this like we're preparing for war. What are they talking about? It says suddenly everything has got to give way in order to tackle such a serious problem. That's where you get the concept of an emergency. Okay? An emergency. Okay? They create the emergency, and through that emergency, they can have a new form of life emerge from that time. Okay, a new normal, so to speak. All right, so through the emergencies, they're going to be bringing in a whole bunch of sudden and unusual things under the guise of a public health emergency of international concern. Okay, so they tell us the playbook. We just decode it and tell it back to them, back to the world, and they get upset and call it hate speech and call it medical misinformation. We're reading exactly what you devils are saying. Okay? So there's a whole lot more left on this, but again, the point has been made. Okay, which is that these devils are getting ready, all right, to strike again, and this time it's going to be for the jugular, so to speak. All right, they're coming in hot. There's not going to be no, oh, we're just gonna watch this and bend the curve. They're going to be coming in straight up. This is what it is, and it's a health, public health emergency of international concern, or global concern, and here you go. Okay. Let me see if we could just fish out a little bit more. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, but I will put this article. It's pretty lengthy, but I'll put it in the link in the description. All right, so any brothers or sisters who want to read through it, you can do so. But again, this is the times that we're in. All right, these devils are literally putting out their playbook, and we just bringing it out. Okay, but again, the scriptures tell you that this devil, all right, went out. The power that went out on another horse that was red. Okay, and power was given to him. All right, to take peace out of the earth. All right, so how are they going to do that? Through their technology, through their propaganda. Okay, Esau eat them for you. All right, but ultimately, all right, this is all being done because they see that the Israelites are waking up. It all goes back to that. Okay, all the things that's going on, all the suffering that's about to befall this earth, according to prophecy, is because of the children of Israel. Okay, because ultimately through that is when our Lord comes back and destroys this place, delivers his elect, destroys this place and sets up his kingdom. That's all going into the Israelites. Okay. In the book of Job, chapter 11, verse 20, he says, "But the eyes of the wicked shall fail, and they shall not escape, and their hope shall be as the giving up of the ghost." Okay, Job 5 and 12, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. All right. And so that's where we get Job, the 20th chapter. All right. The 22nd verse. All right. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And that's what you're going to start seeing soon. All right, it's already started, but it's going to just intensify. Okay, the working class citizens are starting to wake up to this slavery that they're in because it's becoming very blatant. You know, the rich are getting richer, and the middle class has disappeared. You know, and everybody's just suffering. People got 3 jobs, 4 jobs, and they're still struggling to make ends meet. You know, jobs are just shitty. You know, and they know they got AI, so they don't really care about whatever you got to say. It's like, just come up and do your work and go home. You'd be lucky to even get a job. See? And a lot of things are happening. People getting fired left and right. You know, hey, it's all the beginning of sorrows, like the Lord said. Okay? But y'all have been warned. Okay? Everybody's marked, whether for deliverance or for destruction. Either way, the word has gone out. And that word, like Yahushua said, the word testifieth against thee. Okay? So anyway, I'm going to leave it off there. Lord willing, you were edified and informed. I like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha HaKodash, the water Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai. And until next time, Shalom.